The fact of the matter is, if you are going to, you say to the investors, I'm going to take your property without compensation, they are going to run away with their money. They are not going to invest and give you jobs.
Let me ask you
And
this.
when they don't give you jobs, your people have no jobs, they have no income.
Every effort at combating corruption is welcome. And in fact, for what corruption does, it really robs the poor, it deprives of those poor provinces like ours of the much needed resources when those get lined up into people's pockets.
The president was given condition: answer the questions on Busasa. Otherwise, you are going to be made to answer those questions in Parliament. He answered through ENCA, he answered through the public protector, he even released his submission to the public protector publicly. What more does the EFF want? Unless the EFF is here to play and just become unreasonably disruptive.
I think his speech did a few things. One, it was 10 years old. Much of what he spoke about we should have been doing 10 years ago. He talks about visa regulations.
Yes.
Should have been done 10 years ago. He speaks about the reform of ESCOM. We raised this issue 10 years ago. He speaks about the fact that he should have arrested people under the NPA and bringing back the Scorpion 10 years ago. Busasa is not something that happened today.
He made a clarion call that fixing the economy, getting this country working and moving forward is our responsibility as South Africans, all of us. That's his clarion call, yes.
Well, he says he's doing that because he wants to fight corruption. He will have to arrest half the cabinet, half the NEC. Can you imagine that happening? They will remove him. Those criminals in the ANC will make sure he doesn't finish his term of office. This is just a lip service. This is a campaigning speech. He won't do it. I don't see him arresting Ace Makashule.
No, let's say that, NHI, because of its cross-pollination nature, is going to take a bit of time to fully implement. But people are buying into it. And the idea is that a private hospital can also service a person who doesn't have a medical aid. And at the same time service a person who does have a medical aid. And the insurance will then compensate the person without the medical aid. And I think that's the issue that is not being fully explained. There's been reticence, and part of the fact of non-implementation is the reticence from private medical aid companies.